The spirit of unity and the spirit of separation. This is indeed the most important spiritual topic, more important than anything else. It is about the two spirits in creation. It is about the right attitude towards creation and life, to experience life in the best and intended way. When you look at the world, you can see two things. The first is that all beings, that is, all plants and animals, live in a state of oneness with nature. They are centered, anchored in being. They are in a natural state of being. They are in the natural order, following the laws and meaning of nature. For them, everything is in perfect order. There is not a single cow that is unhappy with being a cow. There is no flower that wants to be a tree. There is no pig that wants to fly like a bird. All plants and animals are content and happy with what they are and how they live, because everything is rightful and good by nature. The second thing to note is that man, unlike plants and animals, is not in this natural unity. Man is not centered in being. He is restless, always searching for inner peace and contentment. Man has fallen out of unity, out of the natural divine order, out of lawful life. This fall is also called the great sin, the original sin. And this lack of original oneness is the reason for all the problems that humankind faces, including all the suffering and pain. If we humans can fall out of unity, out of natural order and harmony, then we humans can also come back to this healthy state. The way back to this lawful state of order and harmony is described by all the inner teachings of spiritual traditions and religions. It is a form of correction, as the Kabbalists say, an act of balancing the microcosm and the macrocosm, as Franz Bardon says. In summary, we have a natural and positive state of oneness with God and creation, in which all beings are, except humans with all their problems. Human beings are lost in the spirit of separation, feeling separate and independent from creation. Throughout history, there have been saints and mystics who united with God in love and devotion. They felt the deep oneness with God and creation, the all-encompassing love for all beings, the deep compassion of a Buddha. These great ones taught about oneness and the positive effects that come with it, the feeling of deep harmony, inner peace, care by God and creation, natural satisfaction of all needs and desires. The most famous teacher of the spirit of unity was probably Jesus. His teachings clearly showed how to come into the right state, into the spirit of unity, and how to use it in the form of prayers. Jesus was one of the highest initiates, a true Kabbalist, and thus of high divine nature, with immense powers and divine authority. Thus what he desired manifested quickly, and all the spirits and the creation itself supported him. He was in a permanent state of oneness with God, and interconnected, integrated with creation. Let us now turn to the practical aspect of the spirit of unity. what does unity mean here? There are various forms of oneness that emphasize different aspects, qualities, and also functions or purposes. Unity generally refers to the experience of the divine nature, to merging with the divine nature with God. But there is also another form of oneness which means connection with creation, especially with the higher aspects of creation. In this unity, one is part of a greater whole, one is interdependent in interaction with creation, one feels connected. Finally, the spirit of unity is the fundamental, natural, and most important aspect that people should understand and integrate for a blessed, rightful, and good life in divine fullness at all levels. The opposite of the spirit of unity is the spirit of separation. This is a more or less normal state of people because they have fallen out of oneness. This is the illusionary idea of being separated from the whole, of being an independent individual, independent from higher laws, from karma, independent from the source of life, from God. This state creates the illusion of competition, limited resources, the need to fight for survival. In this way, evil manifests itself in the world. For example, think about the money in the world. Probably there is enough money for everyone. But in reality, very few people have more than 90%, and 10% of the money is distributed among 90% of the people. This is a result of the spirit of separation. The spirit of unity says that everyone is able to produce enough wealth to live a good life and develop the potentials. Do you see the difference? The spirit of oneness is natural, and the spirit of separation is artificial, and therefore illusionary, bad, but also associated with the chance to return to the positive, natural state of oneness. The spirit of separation is also called the satanic spirit. Satan is Latin. Originally, this term comes from Persia and is spelled Shaitan. Shaitan is described as the enemy of life, the mortal enemy of mankind. If you do analysis in the field of language, you can see relationships between the word Shaitan and the German word Scheitern, which has the same pronunciation and means failure, collapse. Then there is another German word related to them, Scheit, which means piece or part. These linguistic relations show the original meaning of Shaitan. It means to break the original unity of man, God, and creation. It is the spirit of separation, the spirit of war, of competition, of failure and collapse. It is the spirit of breaking the natural unity into separate, small parts that fight against each other in the illusionary belief that this is a necessity, instead of working together in the spirit of unity. This wrong attitude, this wrong, deadly spirit, causes all the problems or the suffering in the world. In the battles of competition, there can be no real winner. This spirit leads to death. It is the spirit of dualism. Separation from the source of life, from God, from all other parts of creation, from oneness leads to darkness, to pain, to limitations, to anguish, depression, and death. Therefore, we must all return to the healthy state of natural unity in order to follow the evolution, the joy of life that was intended for all of us. We are one big family, and we should take care of each of us with love. I hope that the importance of this conscious distinction between these two spirits, these two attitudes, has become clear. I wholeheartedly thank all the great teachers who have passed on the spirit of unity. May we all enjoy this unity, may we all blossom, may we all grow in our nature as it is meant to be.